This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, I think I got one question. How would we able to create our event in system table? Event in system table in the sense, I did not get you. What do you mean by event in system table? Okay, so if you can tell me what is that, then I can let you know, because there are multiple things about it. So please let me know what do you mean by event in system table. Okay, so see here. Previously we have worked on the extensions. We have seen chain of command, and we have seen how chain of command will work if we write multiple extensions. Okay, so today we will move ahead, we will go ahead and we will see the remaining stuff. So see here, chain of command is not the only way to work with extensions. There are multiple ways. From that, one of the ways is chain of command. The second way now. Okay, now let me open the cache table. I want to open the cache table now again. Tables, and then cache table. And if I right click and if I open this designer, if I open the designer, you can see there is something called events. What is that? Events. You can see for each and every method, there will be two events. Okay. For example, if I take delete, you have a event called on deleted. If I take deleting, we have a event called on deleting. What is the event name? The event name is on deleting. On deleting, this will get called before the super. On deleted, this will get called after the super. Similarly, we know about the init value. For init value, we have a event called on initializing record, which will get called before super of the init value. On initialized record, on inserting, before insert the super of inserting, on inserted after the super of insert. Okay, now let me show you how they will work. Let me open OneNote. So now we know about the chain of command, and you know how it is will work because we have seen a good amount of example. Now the next step, I want to go with the events. Okay, in these events, when they will get called. For example, you have used the cache table, and then let's say init value you want to use with events. Then for this, how many events do you have? First one is on initializing. This will get called before super method in init value. Okay, before super method in init value. The second one is on initializer. This will get called after super method got called in init value. Okay, this is about the events. And there is one more way here. This is not the one way. There is one more way. You can see here. If I go to cache table and then methods, you can see here there will be something called init value, and then you can see this, right click, You can see copy event handler. We have pre and post event handler. Most of the times people used to confuse with events and event handlers. Now let's see what is the difference. Event handler, cast table, and then let's say we have how many? Pre-event handler, pre-event handler, and when this will get called? Before init value, and then we have post event handler. When this will get called? After init value. Okay, after init value. Okay, now let's see, because let's say for the same init value I have all this. Okay, let me take now. I will take the event, I will take on initializing record, copy event handler method, and then simply create a new class, new item, and please remember, try to keep separate classes for events, event handlers, and COC. Okay, what people will do is they will try to add everything in the same class, but don't do that. Okay, if you separate the stuff, it would be easier for us. Okay, what is the name of the class? The name of the class is ICI cast table events. Click on the add button, it will get added. Let's wait for a second. Now here, paste the code. Now you can see. Simply right click, copy event handler method, and paste the code. You will get on initializing. Oh, yeah, here you can see sender. Now how to access? I can directly say cast table equal to sender as cast table. Done. If you do this, it's very easy here. You can say this sender as cast table. Like this, we are going to access in the events. Okay. Now I can say cast table dot main threshold equal to some 1000.00, and then cast table dot maximum threshold equal to 2000. Okay, so we will see which one takes the highest priority. Now I want to add the one more. What is that event? On initialized record. Copy event handler method, go to the events, paste it over here, and you can simply copy this. And how this event handler work here? Whenever you are using this, you can see there is something called data event handler. Okay, what D365 does is it will go and check if there is any existing data event handler. If it is there, then it will call this first. Okay, now I will make it 4000, 8000. Save. Okay, the next thing is event handlers. It is also similar. Click on the add button, new item, create one more class. Let's call them as ICI cast table event handler. Okay, event handler. Now let me go to this cast table again. 1 second, it's loading. Okay, cast table, and you can go to the methods, and in the methods you can see init value. If it is there, you can simply right click on the copy event handler method. You can select pre event handler. Okay, here we have the args. Okay, so you can use cast table equal to args dot get. There is no get record. Let me use get this. It's there. So what is args dot get this? If I use args dot get this, currently it is on the table, so it will get the customer table. If it is on form, it will get the form. If it is on class, it will get the class. Depending upon the event handler you are using, it is going to retrieve the type of object based on get this. Okay, please remember. And if you want to explicitly cast it, you can say as cast table. You can do this. Okay, and then cast table dot minimum threshold equal to 6000.00, cast table dot maximum threshold equal to 9000.00. Well, this is pre event handler. Is that right? This is pre. Now let me take one more cast table, and then right click on the copy event handler, post event handler, paste. Okay, copy, 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 paste, paste, paste. Okay, ask dot get this as cache table. Done. Now here you can say 7,000 and then 10,000. Save. Okay. Now let's set a breakpoint and check which will take the highest privilege. Okay. That means which will get called at the end. Okay. Which will get called at the end. That will be considered here. Okay. I think in the init value anyways there will be breakpoints. Now I will remove this breakpoint from here and then let me close this cache table and let me go to cache table underscore extension. 1 second. I want to see the sequence. Okay. I'm interested in checking the calling sequence. Okay. Let me remove this breakpoint. Done. Now let me go to debug, or first of all, let me do a rebuild and then let it build. Okay. In the meantime, I will take the questions. Events. You mean to say business events? You can do that. Business events you can create here. Business events you can create at any point for any table you want. Okay. You can do that. You can use. And actually, this time I am planning to add the new topic called CDS, but I want to check that. Okay, because if it works in this machine, I will show you how to work with CDS. Because there is a new concept called common data model. Okay, and we have one more update in Dynamics 365, which is called dual write. Most of the people don't know about it, so I want to explain that if possible. Okay, because that concepts are introduced in the newer versions. So I'm planning. If everything goes fine, I will explain in the current batch itself. Because I need to check whether they are working in the VM at the best or not. Okay. If they are working fine, then I will explain you. And that will be very interesting topics because those are used in integrations. The common data service and common data model. Okay. Let's see. I don't know whether you have heard this terminology called dataverse. Because the common data service, whatever we have, is renamed as Dataverse. Okay, and it happened, I think, it's not long back. Okay, because there is something called Power Platform, and for the Power Platform, they have used it, the Dataverse. Going further, we will not call it as Common Data Service. Instead of that, we call them as Dataverse. Okay. Because as they have changed, I think they might have given us the access in the Power Platform, but I need to check. In the Power BI, we can integrate directly, but whereas in the Azure Cloud Platform, as this is a public URI provided by the Microsoft, they are not allowing to integrate in the previous versions. But in the newer versions, we need to check. If they allow, I can show you. Or if any one of you is facing the issues while working with this Dataverse in your cloud environment, you can ping me the screenshots. I will tell you where exactly you are facing the issue. And there is one more thing. Okay, please remember, not only during the sessions here, at any point of time you can ping me. Because the main plan in Dynamics 365 is that they want to create something called common data model. Okay, and actually this CDS is the previous one, but what they want to do is we will use a connector. Okay, I'm calling it as a connector, but you might be calling it as a integration service or whatever it can be. So what it will do is you can expose all the tables of Dynamics 365 to the Power Platform directly, all the entities as well. So if you're exposing the data, what will happen? The app can be created immediately, and then you can deploy the app to the customer immediately. That's the benefit, okay? Which is
But
why we will
Kumar,
use this.
there is one problem, right? Like if we are using the on-premises, right? So will
Huh?
it be applicable? Like they are asking to install some gateway installation for Power App.
Yes, yes. You will have on-premise gateway. You need to install that. Then only the Power Apps will work. Okay, because if you are hosting it on the Azure with Microsoft, then they will manage all those things. If you are on the on-premise, then you're the one who need to manage, because the connectivity from Azure to your on-premise environment, you need to create that connectivity. Okay, so to create that connectivity, we are going to use gateway. Not only that one, even if you want to use the Power BI as well, you will have a separate gateway for that.
Yeah, and unfortunately in our organization it is not allowing. Means when I'm installing it, it's giving the error like there's a
What is the error?
restrictions. I can show you the
Restrictions
screenshots.
means? Okay, you can. Because restrictions means if there are any policy restrictions, because in few organizations, what will happen is there will be strict data restrictions. Okay, there will be strict data restrictions. They don't want to expose the data to the outside world. At that point, if you are trying to install the gateway, they will not allow you, because once you install the gateway and if you connect it, you are exporting the data of whatever the organization you have to the outside world. Okay, so if it is a data restrictions, then I can't help. Whereas if you have any problem with the environment or it is the system that is not allowing, then I can help you. Okay.
Okay, sure.
What is difference between the common data model and common data service? Hey, your question itself has the answer. Common data model. If you want to expose the common data model, what do you need? Okay, breakpoint is intact. Now let me open the cache table. And I think I have added breakpoints in the events and event handlers as well. Okay, good. Now let me open this cache table in the table browser. I will debug only for one specific reason here, because you will understand how the sequence will be called. Because what will happen is generally, I will tell you what is the developer's tendency. Sometimes the people will think only about event handlers. Okay, because few people know about event handlers, few people know about the events, few people know about the chain of command, and few people know all the three. Okay, so while planning what to do, okay, they will write in a different way. Now let's say while developing, you wrote, okay, you wrote the chain of command, the other guy wrote the event, one more guy wrote event handler. Okay, while opening the table, for the same table, you will see that you have set up the data everything correctly, but on the screen you will get something else. It will be a bit wondering. Okay, because in your project you will not have that events or event handlers. This alignment is very important when you are working with Dynamics 365. Got it? Whenever, let's say you are the only developer working on that, then it is well and good. If you have 10 or 12 developers working on the same project, on the same thing, these things will happen very regularly. So what you need to do is, whatever the work you are doing, and if anyone else is doing the same work, you should plan together. Please remember, you should plan together. Otherwise, it will behave like anything. Please remember that. Okay, it will behave like anything. I saw that in a number of projects. Okay, so which is why I'm telling you, so please remember. Okay, the first thing that it has called is pre-init value. It has called the event handler. Event handler, where before calling the COC, previously if you remember, it called extension 2. Now what did it call? Pre-event handler. Okay, click on continue button. So even if you write in the pre-event handler, it does not have the priority because it called first. From pre-event handler, where did it go? It went into the super, and then it went into the on initializing. Continue, continue, and then post. Oh, I think in that one there are no good breakpoints. Okay, it has not hit it. The cache table events. Okay, and then at the end it came into the post init value. Let me click on continue. Now can you see this? Where did it go? Cache table underscore extension, and then it went into extension 1, extension 2, done. So which got the highest priority here? Which got the highest priority here? Pre, post, event handlers, chain of command. Which code will execute? Can you tell me? Which code is going to get executed? Okay, seems like you got confused again. Okay, let's show you the values and then I will create a new record and we will see. Okay, just a second. It's loading. Come on. Just a second here. I think it's taking some time to load. I've not hit any breakpoint. Because you can see at the end it took ICI cache table 1 underscore extension. Okay, let's see that. Just a second. I want to show you the values, but unfortunately it is taking a long time.
So basically, you're saying it will override it, the last one.
Exactly. That's what I want to show you. Because as I was debugging and moving, then it will check a lot of things, which is why it will take some time. If I don't debug now, then it will be a bit faster. Let me open Chrome otherwise. That will be good. Because whatever the values that you have previously assigned, they will get overridden. Why did it say the site might be temporarily down? Transport layer security, nothing. Just wait for a second. Oh, after a long time, it
Hi,
came into the break.
yeah, hi Kumar, same thing I am also facing. When I am doing the Google Chrome, it will not take that longer sessions. But in Internet Explorer, I will not face any issue. Same. When I am working also, sometimes I will observe that Google Chrome
That's quite
browser.
common here because actually, whatever the URL, you will have the certificates. Okay. If there is any issue with the certificates, not then this kind of things will happen. Okay. The problem is that whatever the browser that we have, this is very
I
slow.
think you are recording the session.
Yeah, it will be.
Okay.
Okay, one
Because
second.
recording is not there, so that's the reason.
I'm not recording anything. The front office guys will do that. Okay. Now you can
Okay.
see the maximum threshold is 4,000 and the minimum threshold is 2,000. Can you see this? Okay. Maximum threshold is 4,000. Minimum threshold is 2,000. Okay. Now let me show you all the values. 5,000, 2,000, 7,000, 10,000 in the post event handler, and 6,000, 9,000 in the pre event handler. What did it take? Okay. It took from the cache table 1_ extension. So where did it go? The highest priority is given for the chain of command, and that too at the cache table 1_ extension. Let's say you have 3 extensions, 1, 2, 3, and we can't identify the sequence as well. So you need to remember, while working with the extensions and assigning the data, you should be very careful, because if you know the chain of command sequence now, then it is at least predictable. If you, because as per the MSDN itself, they told clearly the sequence of methods called in chain of command is not predictable, then obviously we are going to face the issues with it. Okay, so whenever you are assigning, you need to keep in mind, because yesterday someone told me we need to restrict it to one extension. That is right. Okay, on one model, that is perfectly right. Okay, because let's say you have the var layer, you have the ISV layer, then there is no choice. What you need to do? If you are working on the cus layer, you need to create one more extension here. One more extension. There is no other choice. Whereas if you are in the cus layer and if you are working on the same model, then what you need to do? It indicates that you are working for a specific requirement. For that requirement, try to keep one extension if possible. If you are creating multiple extensions, you need to think about all these things that I'm showing. Okay, you can see I showed you with the init values so that the values you can understand easily. Whereas if you go for the validate, write, and validations, for the same field, if you are writing multiple validations, and in one place you wrote one validation and another place another validation, and instead of errors you are showing the warning messages, everything will get executed. You will find it very difficult to identify where exactly it is going wrong, unless and until you search for the label and then you will check, because it will show the similar kind of warnings from different extensions, which is a bad practice. Okay, so please remember this. Okay, and now if you come to the priority, what is the priority? First one is pre-event handler. Second one is, okay, let's see. Let me click on the new button if it allows me. Oh, come on. Okay, come on. Very bad. Very bad, yeah. I'm trying to click on this button. Okay, it got clicked. Okay, the first one it has called is, you can see, pre-event handler. From pre-event handler, it went into super of the init value, and then it went into on initializing record before super, and then on initializing record after super, and then post event handler init value after the next clause. Okay, before next I did not add the breakpoint, which is why you did not see that. Okay, let me do one thing. I will add the breakpoints here as well, and then I will run it again, because you will see the calling sequence. Then it would be more meaningful for us. Okay, let me do that. 1 second. Once it is loaded, now I have added breakpoints before next, because I want to show you how when they will get called as well. Okay, please understand the sequence. I am running multiple times so that you can understand this sequence. Okay, because this is very, very important. Going further, this is what you are going to work with. Okay, what is the first method? Okay, let me write as well. With methods, events, event handlers all implemented. Okay, with methods, events, event handlers all implemented for init value. So what is the sequence? The first one, ICI cast table 1 underscore extension, and then it will go to init value. Okay, init value, and this is before next. This is the first call. Now I will click on continue. Okay, ICI cast table underscore extension init value before next, because up to now pre or post did not get called. Now let's see what happens in the next. Where it will go? It will go to the init value method of the cast table, because there are only 2 extensions. Click on continue. Where did it go? Oh, I told you init value, but it went to pre-init value. Here actually, what did it call? Pre-event handler, because it went to the init value and it found that for init value there is a pre-event handler, and then it called the pre-event handler. Okay, let me write it. Pre-event handler of the init value method from cast table. Next, from here, where did it go? Where did it go here? Init value of the cast table. Init value of the cast table at super. Okay, init value of the cast table. I am not writing it super. From here, where do you think it will go? Because super is not executed still. I clicked on the continue. Let's see. Where did it go? On initializing record. On initializing record event. Now on initializing record event is finished. Okay, I am again clicking on the continue button. Where did it go? On initialized record event. Okay, from here, where will it go? Let's see. Click on the continue. Post init value. Post event handler of the cast table. Now continue. It went into ICI cast table underscore extension. Init value after next. From here, where will it go? The next thing will be ICI cast table 1 underscore extension after next. Okay, ICI cast table underscore 1 underscore extension after next. So now, after seeing all this, okay, you know, one thought. Here you have one bun, and here you have the another bread. In between that bread, you have full of vegetables, and then you have sauces and everything. This is a wrap. We call it as a wrap, which is why they have given a I can say keyword called wrappable. If this wrappable is set to true, because in few places you will find that chain of command, even if you use it, will throw the error saying that chain of command is not possible. In that cases, you need to set something called wrappable to true. Something called wrappable to true. Got it? So if you set that wrappable to true, then you can use chain of command. Okay, please remember this. Okay, these are the attributes. How many attributes are there? There are 2 attributes. One is called wrappable and the second one called hookable. Okay, there are how many? There are 2 different types of attributes. One attribute is called wrappable and the second one is called hookable. So what is hookable? If you need to subscribe to the pre-events and the post-events, the hookable attribute should be set to true. Okay, should be set to true. Okay, if the hookable is set to true, then you can use pre and post events. Okay, and the second one is called wrappable. Wrappable is for chain of command. Yeah, if you want to use chain of command, nah. If you want to use chain of command, nah, then what you need to do? Wrappable should be set to true. If you don't want your protected or public methods, to use chain of command, you need to set wrappable to false. Okay, wrappable to false. Please remember that. Okay, on initializing is not running after the super. Yeah, on initializing is running before the super itself. Okay, I have added the breakpoint at the super call. So when super, it will go inside the super. The first call will be on initializing. It will finish off whatever the code that is there in the super, and then it will call on initialized. Okay, this is how the calls will be. Please remember, chain of command is like your I can say the burger or the sandwich or whatever you want to call. Okay, I used to call it in the similar fashion to make people understand, because you can see this is your chain of command, and in between you have everything which is wrapped. The events, event handlers, and everything is wrapped in the event handler, which is why it is going to we are going to use something called wrappable attribute for chain of command. Okay, it's a wrap. Please remember. Okay, I hope you understood this. Please let me know if you have any questions in chain of command or events or event handlers or whatever. If you have any other questions as well, please let me know. You need to try this. Frankly speaking, if you don't try this, it would be very difficult. Please remember, it is very difficult if you don't try this. Okay, because I am working on this since very long time. So I told you directly whatever and how it is going to work. But it would be very difficult if you don't try this out. Okay, while listening you will feel, oh, it is very easy, but while doing it you will find it very difficult if you don't practice. Okay, yeah, I want to end session here today because I don't want to take more time, because I don't want to I also want to avoid the confusions as well. So I want you to practice this for tomorrow and day after tomorrow and then come back. Okay, so this is all about the tables. Now you know
Hey,
all about the tables. Yep,
can you give me permission for sharing? Actually, just one doubt we.
sure, I want to do that. 1 second. Who is speaking? Chaitanya. Yeah.
No, Vimal.
No, I think Vimal.
Yeah,
Oh, Vimal. Oh, it's VS. Is it yours?
yeah.
Okay. Let me make you presenter. Yeah, now you're the presenter. You can share your screen.
Sure. Let me know once you're able to see my screen. Huh?
You can see it.
Okay. So the yesterday same question, right? We have created some extra field called minimum margin, and we have created two extensions.
Okay.
One is this one, and another is this one. Okay. And both the extension we are initializing some different values, and after that we are calling our validate field method in the same extension zone. So what is the question is which one it will get executed? Like, see, when we don't know which extension it will work as you said before, right, earlier. But now we in this extension we have already validate field method also.
So you are asking, you have created two extensions. One is castable one underscore extension. The second one is castable underscore extension.
Yes.
And in both the extensions, you have created a validate field method, and you wrote the validate field in both of them. Okay.
Yes.
That means for the same minimum margin, you wrote in both the extensions. So you want to know which one will get executed.
Yeah. So, and we have
I want to
written
ask you one question.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we ran it. I have castable one underscore extension init value, castable underscore extension init value. Which one did execute?
It's executed the first one. I mean to say the last one was the newest one.
Oh, no, don't think that it's the newest one or it's the oldest one. You need to say it's executing all of them. Okay, it's going to execute the validate field that you have in the castable one underscore extension. It will execute the validate field that you wrote in castable underscore extension. Okay, it will execute in both of them. You will see two warnings. If you wrote the warnings, you will see two warnings. If you wrote the error, The sequence that it will take at the first, only you will get that error. Okay. Chain of command means it is going to execute all of them. It's not going to execute only one or two. Okay. That
No,
depends on what.
what if even the check failed? I mean, like, the question is same, right? Yesterday, I mean, like,
Can you
so
execute it right away?
if we
You
have
can
the
do that.
check failed here,
Yeah.
yeah, if you have the check failed here,
Hmm.
so system will defaultly take you to the catch, right? So I mean, like,
Execute that.
how
Yeah.
it will
See that. I want to
No,
see that.
actually,
Execute that.
this is a pseudocode,
no,
and it's like we have some build error, and I need
build
to
errors
figure out.
actually.
Show me the error. I will tell you. What is it?
Yeah, it's a
Because
object
I want you to
reference.
execute and see. Because I can tell you, but if you execute and see, you will learn. That's what I asked you. Okay. That's why I asked you to try it out.
Yeah, we
Because
trying. Yesterday we tried, but it's like many recommendation in the article, like just restart the IIS. But after restarting, also it is not resolving. So I need to
one
spend some more
second,
time.
what is the exception? It says null reference, object reference, not okay. So which environment is this?
This is my dev box.
Okay, I think then this belongs to your. Is it cloud or is it local?
No, on premise local.
Okay. Then I think there is some problem with the setup here because it says the compilation is not failed. One second. Generic code check. Can you double click that one? I want to see where exactly it is throwing that exception. Oh,
In the
directly it is showing for
extension.
the class.
Yeah.
Unhandled.
And it's very generic error basically. So to figure out.
I want to. Can you do one thing? Can you go to Dynamics 365? Just I want to check once whether I can solve that error. So build models. Can you select your model? Click on build.
Satya, just try to understand. I mean, like, try to make us understand one thing. So on the chain of commands, so though I mean, like, but suppose unknowingly we created two extensions. If there is an exception on the, I mean, like, if there is an exception on the first extension, so system will go and execute even the second extension as well. That's the significance of chain of commands.
No. I will show you. One second. Okay, I am writing a piece of code for you. I'll show you. Just a second. You need to understand what happens if you write check failed. What happens if you write throw error? Okay, I want to show you all those things. Okay, give me a second. Did it build? What is the error it said?
No,
Same null
it's
reference
having
exception?
some. Yeah.
No, it's
Actually,
getting
I
from
need to do
somewhere
full
else.
build, and yeah, I need to
Exactly.
do.
You need to do the full build. Okay. If you do the full build, the error should be gone. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me share my
Stop
screen.
sharing.
Set as startup object. Done. Okay. Please let me know once you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Can you all see my screen? Okay. Now see here. This is what is your question here. Okay. If I write check failed, whether it is going to continue or not. This is your first question. Okay. If you write throw error, is it going to continue or not? This is your second question. Okay. Now what I will do is I will write in multiple ways. Okay. First of all, I will use try. Okay. One second. I will write. I'm using the generic catch so that it will catch any error. I will say info error locked. Okay. And this is my code now. And then I have the one more warning. And here what I will do is I will say throw error. I will say hard error with catch, throw error, and then in this hard error without catch. And at the end I will print one more warning message, warning, and here it will be warning 4. Okay. Now let's see how many will get printed. I am directly running this. Okay, to run this, simply you need to set as a startup object, and then we will. I'm getting a lot of noise from someone here. I don't know who is it. Now your question will get cleared. Actually, I want you to do the same thing. I should have done one more thing. In this throw error, I should have wrote one more warning. Okay, let it be nice.
In the meanwhile, Kumar, just one more question is when I'm writing this CFC, the method signature will be exactly same, right?
It should be same, and you should not add any parameters. Okay, it will fail. Okay. Now you can see it has hit the check failed. If I press F10, what did happen? Warning 1 got printed, and went into warning 2. Okay. Now if in your chain of command you wrote check failed, what it will do? It will just show that warning. It will continue. This is about warnings. Okay. And now I am printing the error. This is global : error. Okay. What it has done? It has printed the error, and then it did continue. Error 1. Throw error. Okay. This is a hard error. And here I have the catch. It went into catch. And then info error logged. Good. Error logged. It has showed the info, and then it is continuing with the code. Now here, hard error without catch, throw error. What did it do? It print hard error without catch, and then it has stopped executing the code. This is why I told, if you have the warnings, okay, if you want to stop the code with the warnings or simply writing the error, you need to use return statement. Okay. If you want to stop the code at any cost, you showed in the bomb table, na? That's what I said. That is a hard error. Okay. This is a hard error. It will stop the execution. There is no need of writing return anything, because you are saying Throw error means you're saying throw this error and don't continue. That's what is meant by throw error. Okay, that's what I said. Now
Yeah,
you can see
even
here, it did
yeah,
not bring the
even
warning for here.
even the valid field and valid method, right? So still we have, I mean, at any point we'll return with a return only check failed, right? So
Exactly.
you'll
If you
return.
return with the check failed, then it will not continue. Okay. Now let me tell you. Here the sequence. Now in the cache table 1_extension, I have the validate field method. Okay. Now I will show you what will happen. In this, I have the validate field, and then you wrote return check failed. There are two things, please remember. If you return with the check failed, what will happen? You're already returning the false. So there is no need of executing, going further. If the validate field returns false, it should stay there only. Okay. So at the first point where validate field will fail, it will stop there. Okay. It will stop there. This is
Yeah,
what will
no,
happen.
yeah,
Got it?
thanks. Yeah,
Instead of return check failed, if you simply write check failed, what will happen? It will print the warning and it will continue.
yeah, yes,
Got it? Because
yeah,
sometimes what will happen is we want to warn the end user and we want to continue, because there will be few fields which are optional and conditionally mandatory. Okay, conditionally mandatory. So at that point we are going to do this kind of things. Got it? Is
yeah.
it clear?
One more question. Yeah, one more question. So
Go
just
ahead.
okay. So now I have done an extension for a custable update method. I mean like on two extensions.
Hmm.
Okay. On the first update method, so
Hmm.
it passed off, and the second update when it went to second update extension, right? So I
Hmm.
got an update. Okay.
Hmm.
So will this entire be in a single transaction, or the first update will get committed?
1 second. If you are using the update, that's in a transaction only. Okay. So what you will do? TTS begin. Okay. Cust table dot update and then TTS commit. So when does
Yeah,
chain of command will get called?
on the update.
Is it a single transaction or multiple transactions?
No, I see. See, update we will write always on single transaction, right?
Then that's it. In the chain of command, even if you are writing 100 updates, all that will be under single transaction only. And
So
there is one more thing that I want to say. Sometimes what people will do is they will use TTS begin, TTS commit here, and inside the update, they will again write one more TTS begin and TTS commit. If you are
exactly,
doing that, then I
exactly.
can't say. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. So that's the thing. So I mean, like
If
my
you are
question
doing
is the
that,
same.
then you are opening multiple transactions. You are already opening multiple transactions over there. Okay. When you are using
So
TTS begin, that's one transaction. Inside, if you are opening one more TTS begin, that's your second transaction.
it will be the same like X22, right there?
Yes, it will be same like X2012. There is no difference.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Next. Any other questions? Okay. Thanks all for the session. Let's meet again on Monday, same time. Thank you all. Bye. Hey, you can ping me if you have any questions here. I will try to reply on the WhatsApp. Okay.